Welcome to the Postal Heartland not live stream because we're having issues with our actual software that we use for live streaming. But we do appreciate all that are joining us on the podcast form here. Boys, how we doing?
Doing good.
Good.
Fantastic.
I would say the best thing about this whole thing is my hair just looked terrible to start off with. So I'm glad that we actually don't have live stream tonight. It makes me super happy.
If you don't have hair, you don't have a problem with that. Just saying.
That's right.
Clark
Jesus,
and I
that's
never have a bad hair day.
That's half of our pod right now. So me and Joey, we have to. Well, Joey's wearing a hat, so he didn't have to worry. Oh my goodness.
Just
Okay,
got to cut that weekend.
His hair looks fantastic. Never mind here. Well, anyways, back to college football. We do appreciate you all joining us here tonight. I know it's not quite live stream, so we apologize, Don, if you're not getting your picks in at this point, but we will have that later in the show here. But yeah, I mean, right now I would say we are watching Baylor and West Virginia live, which is a shockingly close fight, and and Commanders at Bears, which makes me want to gouge my eyes out. So I mean, it was kind of what we all suspected, a very low under here. But yeah, I would say we'll kind of just kick into it here since we're not going to have any of the, unfortunately, not any of the live questions or kind of, out of nowhere, North Texas at Buffalo, is that going to hit the over or under questions here? So we'll kind of just jump into it here. The trivia question here tonight, it was kind of interesting to see how this plays out. Kansas, they beat Iowa State last week. They had ended the longest streak of being not out of the top 25 here. The next closest, Illinois, had beat Iowa this last weekend, which we will go into deeply, I'm sure, with Joey here. But they were the next longest, and now they are. Oh boy, they ended their longest streak without the top 25. Can any of you tell me the next leader who now owns in the Power 5? Well, let's clarify, Power 5, the longest drought of not being ranked in the top 25.
I'm going to go Rutgers or Maryland.
I was going to guess Rutgers.
Rutgers. Joey, are you going Rutgers or Maryland?
Rutgers. I'll go Rutgers.
Trent?
Is it one of them two? Because I wasn't going to guess them too.
God damn it. Yeah, it was. Fucking, you called it immediately. It was Rutgers. Which, if you think about it, that's kind of weird. Yeah, Rutgers has kind of been the kicking, kind of the, redheaded stepchild, been kicked down. Rutgers sucks. Why did they invent football if they're going to be so bad at it? But you also have to think about that one season where they were number 2 in the country. They were legitimate national champion contenders that year where it's like, well, yeah, they're 7-0. They haven't played anyone, but everyone else is 5-2 or 4-3. And we just, it's amazing to see these streaks end. And now Rutgers, I mean, it makes sense now. They're in Big Ten, but just funny to see how they're now the longest streak here.
Yeah, I mean, Iowa was ranked number 2 last year, too. So we all know how shit happens when Big Ten teams get ranked number 2.
Things can change fast, Rutgers. You could be ranked next year. Who knows?
Hey, one year you're inventing the sport and you should be the king of it. The 150 years later, you're longest routed. You're the worst team in the Power 5. So I mean, things just
why can't that happen to the school who invented basketball?
True. I agree.
Reigning national champions.
Yeah, it just didn't work out that way for them, I guess.
Hey, Trent, if this makes you feel any better, I bet you the inventor of Quidditch, J.K. Rowling, I bet you she's terrible at the sport. So if it makes you feel better, I bet you her.
Well, it doesn't. But okay.
her top 25. She's never even made it. She's not a seeker. Well, she's just terrible. But
never read the Harry Potter books. Never seen the movies, so I wouldn't know.
Don't. So it's not worth it. Joey can attest to you. Harry Potter fans are weird, and they watch Harry Potter quote-unquote special weekend every weekend, 52 weeks a year. It's, the farther away I get from it, the more they're overrated. But I do love it.
Y'all are lucky this ain't live right now. My wife isn't watching. She will jump through the screen at you, Brian.
I was just waiting for a butterbeer recipe to be thrown my way. Come on.
No, we have real beer.
Hey, Trent, are you sure that's not a Hungarian horntail? I know my Harry Potter shit. I'm just saying, I know it's overrated, but I appreciate it. You know, let's change it to some man shit, some college football. Trent, what are you drinking there?
Michelob Ultra. Just,
Mick
you know,
Ultra?
Man shit.
yeah, watching.
Hey, hey,
Man, shit, just watching my carbs and my calories, drinking an Ultra.
There ain't
Hey.
nothing better than a Mick Ultra.
what's that got? 93 calories there? Damn, son. Joey, what you drinking there?
I'm about to sneeze. Oh,
Mark, what you drinking there? A little water. It
This
looks
is
like.
off-brand tropical punch.
Ooh.
Thank you, Walmart.
Hey, what did I say? We're men and we're drinking alcohol. I got some Crown and Coke going here. Joey, Sun-Kissed Zero Sugar?
yeah.
Oh!
Someone's got to be waking up at 2:30 to catch a flight. So
Brian, you got to save us.
I am
Brian's thankful this isn't live.
I am so happy this isn't live right now. Disgusted. All right. Well, Joey's got his 2 a.m. flight. I'm getting a little drunk because we've had so many technical difficulties taking shots over here. You know, let's jump into some football. Actually, while we're on kind of this negative aspect here, because the first gag I had was actually Oregon's uniforms. If you are going to look at it, they look kind of sick. I think it's their Stomp Out Cancer uniforms. Look them up on Google, Twitter, whatever your search engine is. I think they look pretty cool. They got the pink breast cancer awareness streak in there. It's Oregon. They get away with having the craziest uniforms, and I love it. But check them out there. I think I'm just going to go into, you know what, Joey, actually, I'm going to let you do the honors. Iowa had just lost to Illinois this last weekend, 9-6. And unfortunately, your frustrations are going to be the same as Cyclone frustrations. Brian Ferentz's comments, offense not doing anything. What are your thoughts right now?
the Ferentzes are a fuckstick group of people right now. I hate everything they're doing. I don't know if anyone else saw the comments, but at one point, right after the game, a reporter asked Kirk on Tuesday, you know, how are things going, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden he goes, well, I don't know if we won 10 games last year. I don't know if you're aware of that. It's like, okay, that was last year. You had the same terrible offense last year. You didn't fucking do anything about it. It didn't change anything. Your son is still a complete joke. Brian Ferentz then gets actually in front of the media on Wednesday.
Wednesday
And,
and Thursday,
yeah. And basically throws all of the backup QBs under the bus, saying that, you know, what could be the upside of them coming in, blah, blah, blah. Fucking idiot. I'm so tired of their bullshit answers, their nepotism, their same thing that they're doing all the fucking time. It's just annoying as shit. Clark, you got your hands up.
Chicago just possibly scored a touchdown.
Nice.
Oh. What's a touchdown? We're talking about Iowa football.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know if it actually happened yet.
Like none other.
Fitting timing. I like it.
So,
Yeah, I'm just, as an Iowa fan, I'm just sick and tired of their shitty answers. They're not doing anything. It's just so annoying. But I'm glad it's a bye week. I doubt there's going to be any changes. And then also Barta and Doyle got deposed for the racism lawsuit. So Kirk once again pushed that off somehow. So we'll see what the fuck happens with the Iowa program coming in.
Yeah, that one, it's. I'll be honest, man. That was pretty shitty answers. Not only just for a fan aspect, when the one and you can jump into this further where they're going. I think it was Carl Leowitz. What's his last name? Doesn't matter. I'm sorry, doesn't matter. We're going to keep moving on. But Carl, he's a pretty good Iowa reporter, and I feel like even from a Cyclone perspective, he's pretty fair in asking his question. He kind of leans towards the university and, hey, I'm going to kind of be fair in the way I ask it. You're the 131st ranked offense in the country, and he's going, hey, can you kind of speak to the tangibles on what the upside of making a change? And we know what he's alluding to, but what are we going to make a change at? And he asks, well, what is it? And he goes, well, it's quarterback. He goes, what's the downside of trying something else? I want to get this wording correct. He goes, what's the downside of changing quarterback? Because to Petrus's detriment or maybe the people around him. He's 3-7 as a starter. He's bottom ranked offense this year. They are 5-1 if they score 21 points in a game. And your only loss is a number 4 Michigan. You have this quarterback that hasn't proven anything this year, and a reporter fairly asked, "What's the downside of changing the quarterback when you are the bottom of the barrel?" And Brian goes, "What's the upside?" What kind of bullshit is that, Joey?
Well, yeah, and it's just like every other Iowa fan base or fan that is, well, if we fire these guys, what could be the upside if we get a coach that comes in and starts losing? Yep. It's so that we don't have this fucking nepotism and not willing to change, not willing to, make any different position change. It's annoying that they are so arrogant and set in their ways that they're not willing to even try something. I mean, it'd be different if our offense was middle of the road. Like, I get that. Then you're trying to fix little things here and there. We're 130th in the fucking nation. Like, there isn't any worse. Like,
Joey,
we are terrible.
How much you pay for the 85th ranked offense right now?
I mean, it'd be something to work on. This isn't even something to work on. This is start over. So, it's stupid.
See, I think Ferentz has always had and you kind of see it as Cyclone fans, he's always kind of had this bit of arrogance, and he's had this bit of, straightforwardness, which is fine. We don't have no problem. But guess what covers a lot of that up? When you're winning. You can be an asshole to reporters when you're going, well, we're 6-1 right now, and it was a slip-up versus Purdue, so we're doing fine just now. Yeah, we slipped up, but guess what? These are college kids.
Right.
But you can't do that when you're 3-3, and your offense shows no life. And you throw on top of that, like you mentioned, we're not even getting... I'm actually trying to really avoid the nepotism part of it, which is, I'll be honest, everyone's having a heyday on that one. All of a sudden they're going, oh, interesting. And 10 years ago, now, everyone's realizing, the hierarchy of, every other team is head football coach, coordinators, assistants underneath. And it's going, well, here's Kirk, and here's the defensive coordinator, but it's like a Game of Thrones fucking family ties. Well, actually, if you watch this dotted line across, the uncle is actually the father. That's what it feels like. Gary Bart is the father, but also Brian Ferentz is his employee, but also he works underneath Kirk, but not really because of nepotism. We can't bring that up. It's just... I'm frustrated for Iowa fans. I didn't think I'd ever get to this point in my life.
Well, technically, it's built into the contracts where Kirk doesn't control anything Brian does. It's all Barta. But you know how Barta and Kirk are. So I've said it before. Barta would be the highest paid sports agent in the world because of the fucking contracts that he makes with people. It's stupid. I
blame how bad the college football playoffs have been from times all on Gary Barta.
I don't blame you.
I'm just kidding. Clark, what do you think on this, bud?
What is the downside to them just scrubbing the system from coaches? Just get fresh. What's wrong with trying to get it right?
Right.
Right the ship, bring it around, start rebuilding. You're at the bottom. Mm-hmm. There's no lower. Get them out of there. Let's go.
And to your point there, I'm not even blaming just Brian. Brian does the play calling, don't get me wrong. But the orders have always come down from Kirk Ferentz. And that's why, why Greg Davis didn't work out, Ken O'Keefe didn't work out. I mean, that happens. But the reason
they've all had one thing in common.
Kirk.
Yeah.
Yep.
Joey, hold on real quick. I do like to imagine that Kirk is sitting in his offense, staring off in the distance, maybe a pipe, I don't know. He's just looking at a wall and he goes, golly, my last 3 offensive coordinators just haven't worked out. Why are they all so bad? I just want him to imagine, how it's not him. He's just going, golly, what are they doing wrong that I could help with?
I think someone needs to send him a meme or two of, it's not you, it's me, or some shit like that. So
yeah. It's the Seymour Skinner going, is it the kids or is it me that's wrong? No, it's all the kids that are wrong. I mean, that is Kirk Ferentz to a T. Just all the blame off away from him. Which again, this is kind of like a team that has bad chemistry in football, where they're going. Guess what? When you're winning, who cares that someone calls you an asshole or they're a prick in practice? You know, Kobe Bryant is demanding excellence in a fucking, you know, whatever practice. But guess what? When you're winning in the regular season, it doesn't matter that he's an asshole in practice because he's pushed you to win. But if you're 3-3 and you have the same asshole pushing you every week, you're going, "What the fuck are you doing, man?" Like it just creates a lot of animosity for when you don't have the results, basically, you know. And that's what we're seeing, I think, right now with the scrutiny of the offense, not only with Iowa, and we will allude to it shortly, but Iowa State too. You're starting to see people are getting fed up with the words but not actions.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, that's all I want to touch on that. The Illinois game was shit. The Michigan game was shit. So, yeah, instead of just going on and on, it's the same story, different week.
I agree. Let's move on to Iowa State, where, unfortunately, it's the same subject, at least different people. It's the same thing. Kansas State just beat Iowa State at home 10-9. Now, the feel-good story, let's bring some positive. Jace Gilbert had a terrible day in Lawrence. 1 for 4 on field goals, 2 doinks, a missed the biggest shank I've ever seen in my life. I don't even think if you simulate it on Madden, trying to kick it as far away from a field goal, he kicked it worse than that. But the fucking kid came back, and he was 9 of our 9 points on offense.
I'm a Vikings fan. I saw Blair Walsh do that in the playoffs to get us to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
It was worse.
But how long was that super long field goal there, Trent, by Blair Walsh?
It was like 17 yards.
It was seriously the closest field goal I've ever seen.
It was literally like an extra point before they moved the extra point back.
But I think, like every Iowa State fan, well, hold on, I will change my wording because of the comments that were made. I think every reasonable and realistic Iowa State fan loved that Jace came back and answered with 3 for 3 field goals, and he answered. But now we're coming back to another week of trying to force it to X. We're losing 10-9, and then you hear. To be honest, this might have hit me because also I went tailgating. You're going to the game, you're drinking a few beers, you're feeling yourself, you know, and then you watch a game that you lose and you're frustrated. But guess what? We're 11 points away from being 6-0 right now. So we're not too upset. But then when you hear comments from, and I guarantee he wishes he could take these words back, but when Matt Campbell's going, we had a bunch of our fan base trying to cancel an 18-year-old, he answered with 9 points, I think a lot of us are going, we're not trying to cancel the 18-year-old that misses field goals. That's the fun and torture of college football. We're trying to cancel the fucking offensive coordinator that has had 6 games and can't take the talent that we have. We know everyone that we've been talking about for a month, the flaws that we have. Why can we not change our game plan and scheme around to that?
Yeah, and going back to that comment that Matt Campbell made, I don't think he was trying to roast the fan base. I think he was just trying to be like, hey, Gilbert, I got your back. Like,
yes.
I think he was just sticking up for his kid in that way. But yeah, and the same thing, like, he shouldn't have been put in that situation. Like, punch the ball in the end zone. Like,
right.
They move the ball, then they get close to the end zone, and they get very conservative.
Yes. Now,
throwing the ball to X 2/3 of Decker's passes, that's too much. Like,
yeah.
Put everybody on X. You know where the ball's going, and take that away. And it seems to work.
I think where we're missing some things is look at last year. We have a smaller mobile quarterback in Brock Purdy, and we have an amazing running back, and we can make things happen. And we've completely changed it where we have that great running back. I think Jyrell Brock can make a huge difference when he has a scheme that benefits to him, but we're not alleviating some of the pressure that Purdy could, where he could throw it deep. He could get that the Hakeem Butler throw every once in a while. We can get some of this off pressure by the tight ends, and kind of like Iowa. I mean, right now, Iowa's offensive flaws are coming from they have an inexperienced line, and I think they have a quarterback that can make plays, but not always making them. We have a quarterback, same thing. We have a quarterback that can make plays. Our offensive line isn't the greatest. We have a solid running back core, but we just can't get the pressure off enough by Hunter being able to throw the ball, because we've been talking about this since the Iowa game. If X isn't open, we're not throwing the ball. We had 38 pass attempts, 17 went to X. That's insane.
Yeah, like I said, if you take that away, it's pretty easy for a defense to just put two guys on that. And Hunter's gets the ball, looks for X, and watches him. He doesn't open. Oh shit! It's too late. The defense is right on top of me now.
And Clark can do attest to it. And now that I'm a week removed and I'm not so fucking emotional, I can agree. That 47 for Kansas, he looked amazing, because Hunter would again. Where's X? And he's looking all over the place for him. And 47 by that time has already swapped with the defensive tackle, cut in, and he's already tackling him by that point where he's going, where's X? Tackled.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, Kansas's defense looked great versus Iowa State, which I think some of it is Kansas. I think some of it is Hunter being experienced, and it's what the tough thing is, Trent, is. We've been so used to not being the worst team out there that now we're mad when our team is going through growing pains. We're still learning as fans on being an average to slightly above average team, and I hate these growing pains as a fan.
So I did say this the beginning of this year, before we did ever played a game, that this is the first time in pretty much Iowa State's history we were pretty spoiled the last 4 years.
Yep.
Having one quarterback for 4 years that was solid, you could count on him, and now you got to go to somebody else, and it's different. We were pretty spoiled, so.
Some would say it was a pretty good feeling.
Pretty good. Now, and who's to say? I mean, Deckers, I still think is good. He's got a strong arm. I think he can make the throws. So, I mean, hopefully he grows into that, and we get to enjoy that comfort for another 2 years after this. So
I agree.
And I think that can happen.
And I want to cut off I'll be honest, the negativity, just because no one wants to hear other people rag. We get it. Our team's lost. But I think both teams are suffering from the same thing, where our coaches, the reason we love them is that they are so loyal to people, because you want to go, I want someone that's going to stick, that's going to have my back into battle. But at this point, they're loyal to a fault, and it is hurting the teams right now. Both teams. If I would have known we had sound effects, holy shit, I would have been making speeches long before that.
This show is recorded in front of a live audience.
Come on, Restream. Why can't Restream do this?
I'm trying to be so serious with my takes, and you're fucking throwing this shit in there.
So I've been doing this for 20 minutes and just realized that you guys couldn't hear it. I had to hit the live button, so learning on the fly here.
Oh god,
this is awesome. Yeah,
man, that was a chef's kiss perfect there, Joey.
Yeah,
thank you.
To be honest, let's move on. We've got enough negativity. We know why our teams suck. We know why our teams are great. To be honest.
yeah.
Going through the rest of college football, we'll kind of fly through it. Red River rivalry. Holy shit, Texas is for real with Quinn Ewers. 49-0. Anyone happen to catch that game?
Mm-hmm.
no.
Okay, cool. Well, Quinn Ewers was good. So
Every Saturday I talk about how I'm busy. Yeah, just continued that last Saturday with my daughter's third birthday party. So didn't get to watch much.
Bouncing in the bouncy castle, baby.
I was in the bouncy house all day. Okay.
oh fuck yeah, dude.
Now we're just getting the hand, foot, and mouth. So there's that.
Now that we're on to 3-year-olds, is Bluey the thing that's in right now, or what's the character that they love?
Bluey, Peppa
Yep.
Pig, Coco Melon, Daniel Tiger.
Did you know that not Peppa Pig? Did you know that the dad Peppa Pig is 7 feet tall?
What?
Daddy Pig? His name's Daddy
Pig.
Okay.
Daddy Pig is 7 feet tall. He would.
Well, how tall is Peppa?
I don't know. I know Daddy Pig is 7 feet tall. Look it up on Google. Everyone listening live, stop. You're driving while you're listening to these amazing takes right now. Stop on the side of the interstate. Look it up. Daddy Pig is 7 feet tall.
How tall is George?
It doesn't matter. I've also been drinking quite a bit tonight, so I might also be bullshitting here. But I swear to God, I think it's 7 feet tall. But, let's go through the rest of them. Tennessee just devoured LSU 40-12, which I'll be honest. I'm kind of. It sucks for LSU because I know Ryan's part of the pod, but you know what? He's won a national championship in the last 5 years. We're not going to feel too bad. I love that Tennessee's come back. This Hendon Hooker, I picked it up in my Heisman pool. Looks amazing so far. This one kind of sucks for Clark and the Cinderella story, but TCU did beat Kansas 38-31. But also, no offense, Kansas does have the built-in excuse of Daniels being injured. Clark, what do you have to say about that?
Correct. The Heisman front runner in my book, Jalen Daniels, went down injured.
Okay.
He's out. But their backup, Bean, came in. He looked pretty decent last year, and he played good that game. He's what kept him in it. I think they were down more. I did not see much because I was out in some mountain playing around. I didn't hardly see any football this weekend, but I think they were down more, and they managed to come back, make it close, make it competitive with Bean at the helm. So I have faith in them going forward. They'll get another couple wins.
That was an entertaining-ass game. I loved watching that game. That was good. So that's the reason I didn't watch the Texas-Oklahoma game, because I was watching that game, the LSU,
the
Tennessee game. Yeah, I mean, Texas-Oklahoma, the Red River Showdown, I guess it is, was bottom of my list last weekend. So.
You weren't supposed to watch it. All the Big 12, other than Texas and Oklahoma, was not supposed to watch it to tank the rankings or the ratings on the TV ratings.
Now, Clark with Bean, because he showed some of it versus Iowa State. Was he running to the outside quite a bit, it seemed like?
I have no idea. I did not.
I mean, I don't know if anyone else.
I saw highlights, Brian. That was it.
Well, I'm trying to set up a joke here, but it seemed like he's a very good runner. Like, he was running to the outside. Did they ever flick to the bean? Did they ever flick the bean in the Kansas game? It was a shitty joke, and that's all I wanted, Clark. Just say they're running to the outside, man. There we go. Fucking awesome. All right. Our UCLA, Joey's 8th favorite team, they did pretty well versus Utah. I'm sorry. Anything else versus Kansas? I think Bean looked, honestly, for a Kansas backup quarterback, he looked damn good versus TCU.
You think he can get the job done down in OU this weekend?
I think he'll cover the spread.
I think so too.
Because, and we'll get to it in a couple minutes here, but OU has allowed 1,200 yards in rushing. Holy! I want to
in 6 games.
What's that?
In 6 games, that's 200. Wow.
Their defense. You know, when you bring in a Brent Venables, which is Dabo's. I apologize.
But buddy,
which is Dabo's defensive coordinator. You're thinking, okay, Clemson's been to the playoffs quite a few of the years that's been available. He's the best. He was the best head coaching candidate. He was the best defensive coordinator, and it's just the other thing I've heard, and some of it is just I think his schemes are a little difficult because they talk about how he wants to run both a 4 and a 3 front. Iowa State runs a 3-3-5, but guess what? You're recruiting to only have a 3-3-5, so you're relying on these big defensive ends and these larger defensive tackles that can stop the run. But when you're Brent Venables, and yes, it's Oklahoma, they can recruit any athlete, but in 1 year, you cannot rely on being able to 180 shift a defensive scheme. But boy, man, that allowing 1,287 yards in 6 games, they're averaging 214 yards of rushing. This is Oklahoma. This is a blue blood in college football. That is a travesty, if I could say anything about that. hold on, real quick. Sorry. For contrast, the top 3 rushing defenses in the Big 12, Iowa State. I got to point some positives. Iowa State, Baylor, and West Virginia. They're allowing 91, 97, and 100 yards of rushing. Oklahoma in 6 games, 214 a game. That is insane.
Man, I wish I had an offense that could get 214 yards, period, let alone rushing.
Do you think if Brian Ferentz was just allowed to stand in a flat plane, nothing in the distance, could he even see 214 yards in the distance? I think he's got like 20/60 vision, because I got 2400 and I can't see shit. I think he's got a little better than that.
So you make 214 yards sound so far when you're standing in a normal plane. That's like less than a PGA Tour par 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, when you're a 300-pound man and you're talking about a 200 yards, that's a long sprint. You might die running that far. That's not a lot for a college football offense. I'm just trying to come up with schematics so people can understand that fat people can't run that far, but that's good. That's not great for college athletes.
That's like 1/8 of a mile.
It's still killing
1/8 of a mile sounds terrible for me right now.
Exactly. I don't want to run to the bathroom, let alone that far.
Yeah. That's for damn sure. So, I don't know. Was there any other games from last week? We've been reminiscing. The past is the past. Anyone else want to talk about last week, or are we good to move on to the future? We're looking forward.
I do. You brought up my 8th favorite team in UCLA. I think DTR looks awesome, man. They look really good. I'll chalk that up to another Big Ten win, since you guys take the other Big 12 guys with Cincinnati and stuff. So,
Joe, you want to prove you're a Big Ten fan, huh?
Yeah.
What's DTR's full name?
Dorian Thompson Robinson.
All right, thank you, because I forgot it, to be honest. So DTR, he does look amazing right now.
Yeah, he looks really good. I can't wait for that USC-UCLA game. I think that's going to be a hell of a game.
All offseason, we talked so much shit about USC, UCLA. Mm-hmm. They're gonna get their asses whipped in the Big Ten. Dude, 6 games in the season, they're proving all these fat white guys in Trent wrong about how good they look. They're going to compete in the Big Ten, man. I hate to tell you, because I was hoping you were going to get a couple easy victories, but damn. Actually, the crazy thing is, I would say UCLA is the better of the two, and then I don't even think of USC because they haven't been challenged all year. That's
the other thing. I don't. Until a Pac-12 team actually plays and wins a big game out of conference, I still don't trust that conference. So, I mean...
I was just going to say that. Maybe it's because they're playing all the Pac-12 schools. Like, what happens when they get in the Big Ten and they have to play Ohio State and Michigan?
Because
maybe they're not so good.
Yeah, everyone's saying Utah's great. Well, they've lost to Florida and now UCLA. Everyone's saying Oregon was good.
Road, though.
Yeah, I get it. I understand. I'm not saying the teams are bad. Do I think they're Big Ten West bad? Absolutely not. But I also, I just don't think I trust either of those teams if they do get in the playoffs. But I could be wrong. I'd be fine with that too. So
I could agree with that. Golly, I was hoping you were going to say some points that I could argue with, but I would agree 100% on that, Joe.
Nope. Wrong Iowa fan here. I don't say things that most people disagree with.
I tell you one. I'll be honest. We're not going to go into it, but that Hawk Chronicles on Twitter, I read like a couple tweets of his, and I think that's Brian Ferentz's burner or Spencer Petrus's burner, one of the two.
Right.
Which, to be honest, the longer this season goes along, and I don't want to harp on any more negatives until we get to our pick'ems or whatever, but one, I think Padilla's been given a rough situation. I hope he transfers, and I hope every Iowa fan roots for him, because he has been given a rough situation with how Iowa's taking care of that. But the other thing is, I hope Petrus. I just wish him the best, man, because he has been. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. One more negative on this one, but it is absolute dog shit that you have an offensive coordinator that has benefited from his name his whole life. Call a game as bad as he did. He's joking on the sideline on a 9-6 loss, and then guess who has to answer for the plays and how the offensive ran? The amateur status quarterback has to answer compared to the professionally paid $900,000 a year offensive coordinator doesn't have to answer me.
Right.
To the media, that's fucked.
Yep.
Simply put.
And like I was texting Dylan about this earlier today, you know, how they got thrown onto the bus and everything. And I honestly hope they transfer. I hope they get out of here. I hope they have success somewhere else. I just really hope they don't pull a Charlie Jones and go to another Big Ten team and have great success. But yeah. All good, man.
And this is the thing where, and again, I think fairnesses are good for Iowa, and I think it's good for Iowa State because, no offense, when we win, we're beating a legacy team that is established good. But if you're going to keep saying stuff like that, from the rumors that I heard, Kevin Hogan, who transferred out last year, even with those comments, it sounds like he was out the door or couldn't comprehend the playbook anyways, but that's rumors. He could have just very well said, this coach said I'm third string, he recruited me in because I was so good, and then when I'm here he says, go fuck myself because I'm not so good. Yeah, I'm going to get the fuck out of here, and I'm going to walk on at Kentucky.
Yep.
You know, I hope Padilla gets a chance, and I hope just for Iowa State's and Iowa's future that Ferentz learns how to use that transfer portal. I hope Iowa State learns how to use that transfer portal, and we can use this to our benefits because I think both of our teams can. They're on the verge of being. They're good. They're good right now. They're not showing it, but they are good. They are losing close games, but they can be great if they just can adapt the game to where college football is evolving. Right now, Lance Leipold for Kansas, he has it right now. He used that transfer portal and turned a team that was the fucking laughingstock for a decade, not a couple years. No, I'm sorry. No, Ryan, don't take this as a back shot, but Ed Ogeron leaves. They have one bad year, and now they have Brian Kelly, and they're bringing everyone in, and they bring in all this talent, and they're good again. It wasn't a one-off year. Kansas was bad for a fucking decade. Iowa State, one of the historically worst teams in college football history, goes, Kansas is a gimme. That's how bad they've been, and Lance Leipold used that transfer portal and created this program that right now I hate because they're scary. They're competing right now. Big 12 is number 2 right now with a Kansas that is competing over Big 10 that has a Rutgers and an Indiana and these teams that are just dragging them down because they're very top-heavy and they have medium teams, but your bottom teams are dog shit. Joey, you're shaking your head. You can argue with me. I got no problem with it. But your bottom teams are dog shit, and compared to Kansas, are competing with your middle teams now.
This year. I mean,
this year. Hey,
yeah.
I'm not talking about the future. I'm not talking about the past. We're talking this year.
Yeah.
You know who's at the bottom of the Big 12 this year? Right now?
What's that?
Oklahoma.
It's Oklahoma.
So, yeah, I was going to say that the thing about Kansas right now is I don't like it because we don't come into this now saying this is a one-win no matter what. We're not losing this game. Yep. We can't say that right now unless you play Oklahoma. They're the new Kansas, and they're leaving.
Especially if you wear purple.
God, you know what I hate? I can't even say they're Wildcats anymore because they just beat us at home. God, that's the worst part about it.
They are now Diet Kansas. Okay.
Actually, yes. If they're going to beat Iowa State, Kansas at least has to be better. So they're Diet Kansas right now.
They're Diet Kansas.
My God. It's not even Clark that's dick riding Kansas.
Hold on.
Iowa State dudes.
Hold on. Give me a second here. Hold on. I'm opening up a can of Diet Jayhawks over here.
Jesus Christ. We need to move on.
I've been drinking too much tonight.
Somehow that went from UCLA love to hating on Kansas State.
I don't know, this fucking... But
I love it.
I'll be honest, this is the fun of college football. You can just talk about mediocre programs to go to mediocre programs, great programs on the rise and fall. You can name just fucking random fucking college athletes. That is
right.
The best part about it. Kevin Smith, UCF, great running back. You know, That's the fun of college football. I love it so much. So much better than NFL. My team won a Super Bowl. College football is so fun.
Agreed.
Bryant, you're so brave at saying that, and I know, and I agree, my fan.
Okay, so with all this, did you have a a sounder for the Dave Chappelle Wrap It Up box?
I didn't.
Oh, thank God, Jesus! If you have that, that will make my point so much clearer. Please.
Wrap it up.
All I have are these transition things. That's all I got.
Well, you can just tell us
hit the
which one it's
transition.
going to be. Yeah.
And drum roll.
Heartland teams. Woo! Okay. Yeah, let's move on. Heartland teams. Iowa's on bye this week,
Thank
which
God.
I'll be honest. I've never been so jealous of a team that has a bye right now, Joey. Your team has problems, but they have a week to solve them right now. Which, I mean, think of it this way, Joey. Right now, Iowa State, they're a 16-point underdog versus Texas, which Quinn Ewers looks like the real deal, man. I hate it. We were joking about him in the offseason, and he is just laughing in our fucking face right now. But Quinn Ewers looks legit. They are a 16-point favorite with Iowa State. They're at home, at Austin. Over under 40.5 points. It is on ABC at 11 o'clock.
Yes,
Clark, you're making a lot of movements. Let's hear your thoughts on it first.
Brian Robinson just scored a touchdown for the Washington Commanders. It is now a 12-7 game in the fourth quarter.
Hey,
Electric
Joey,
football.
Is there a soundtrack for Many Men that you can play real quick? Or do you want me to sing it real quick?
No, don't sing it. We can't.
We don't want to get...
We
You're
don't,
right.
we don't have the copyright issue.
Yeah.
Pulse of the Heartland. Canceled.
It breaks my heart that Texas is doing so good. I'm saying that one for my boy James Torres. Love you, bud. Horns down. Iowa State covers.
I got a call from him right before we came on here. He was talking shit. So.
Oh yeah.
Of course he was.
Yeah.
But you know what? Doesn't it feel a little bit better that he's talking shit and his team is actually legit right now? He's been talking shit for probably the last 4 years. It's like, Iowa State keeps beating you, dude, and your team's not that great, though.
He sent a picture this week and he was smoking a pork butt. I believe Trent replied with, "Oh, you celebrating that big win?" And his reply was, "You don't celebrate when it's expected."
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I'm sorry. That is the attitude that his Longhorn fans should have, and they should have had the last 5 years. That's what it should be. We expect the win, and they just haven't had it the last few years, man.
Nah. But it's the powder puff game, the old Cotton Bowl, or where it's played at the Cotton Bowl, the fair, the Red River Shootout. But
Yeah.
I mean, they were playing the worst team in the Big 12.
exactly the worst team.
Give me a
Hold
break.
on. I don't want to shit on Oklahoma because I know we have at least one Oklahoma fan listening, and he's going to love that I'm defending him. They're down their best quarterback right now. Now,
Do they
Caleb
have
Williams?
quarterback?
Yeah, he left.
Yeah. Now they shouldn't have running backs throwing passes in games. Then.
Now, but Dylan Gabriel was an established good starter at Oklahoma, and I don't know why they didn't start General Booty, only for the fact that he has the best name in college football. They started their other quarterback, and he didn't do great. It's a third-string quarterback playing in the Red River the Showdown. We don't want to get censored here. But you're also Oklahoma. You're getting 5-star recruits at any level. I don't care if you're dealing with backup defensive tackles, quarterbacks, cornerbacks, kickers. I don't care. You get the best of the best. You compete. You don't lose 49-0 or 40-0, whatever the fuck the score was. You compete in that game, and that is unacceptable on Venable's part. I'll be honest, Oklahoma, super dark horse for getting Matt Rule. Venable's out after 1 year.
I like it.
So, I don't know. Let's go back to an actual relevant game versus a team that'll actually compete versus Texas. I agree with Clark. I think Iowa State covers. I don't think they win, but Matt Campbell has proved time and time again that we don't have the talent, but we will keep it within a touchdown. We'll keep it within a reasonable amount of points. 60. You're saying Texas right now with Quinn Ewers, who is fantastic, 16-point favorites. That is astounding. That is a crazy large. Just point spread. I don't see it happening right now, and maybe I've been spoiled with Matt Campbell treating us as well as he has and keeping these games close. But 16, I think if Texas wins, if anything, it'll be close. But the craziest would be they win by 14. But I think we keep it within single digits.
I like it.
Yeah, covering that spread would be good. I mean, our defense is good. So, yeah, that spread is pretty big for what our defense has done this year. Now,
Yeah.
I think that's Vegas saying Iowa State can't score points.
There it is. I think Texas's offense goes crazy, but I think our defense can hold that crazy down a little bit. Can Tom Manning and Hunter Deckers create an offense where they're going to get the ball off in time and they're going to spread it out and they're not going to he can't hold the ball. If he holds that ball longer than a second and a half, 2 seconds, he's done for. He can't get the pass off.
Hey Bryant, West Virginia won.
Versus Baylor?
Yep.
Yeah.
43-40. Are you kicking Baylor out of the 12 yet?
Yeah, they're done.
Oh my god!
So in this NFL game, I have the Bears covering 1 point. I'm totally going to get screwed here. It's 12-7.
Yeah.
The Bears are going to score a touchdown, get up by 1, and miss the 2-point conversion to get up by 3, and then they're only going to win by 1.
Yep.
It's going to happen.
Push.
No.
Yeah.
The funniest thing is you're expecting a Justin Fields offense, not from Ohio State, from the Chicago Bears. They're on their own 30-yard line, Trent. You think they're going to drive fucking 60 yards in 6 minutes?
Not when
If
they're
they
not giving
remember
David
they have
Montgomery
David
the ball.
Montgomery. Yeah, if they remember they have David Montgomery. I don't know.
And he just got sacked, Trent. So there you go. That's your punishment for betting on the Bears.
Oh, Bears.
Duh, Bears.
Bears beats
Battlestar
Battlestar
Galactica.
Galactica.
It doesn't matter. I don't think I've gotten a Thursday night game right this year.
Oh,
so.
hold on. Justin Fields has a little bit of a limp here. Oh, block in the back on the defense. Oh, boy. Look at this. It is, this game's going crazy. I'll be honest. Yeah, I mean, Iowa State, I think they compete. I think Texas does win this one, though. Joy, I'm sorry I did dismiss you a little bit with the Iowa bye week. What was your biggest hope this weekend other than Iowa? Hope they can get something where get some positivity going in that program. What are you hoping?
I don't know. I mean,
Big Ten West losing?
They aren't going to change anything. I don't know. It sucks, and that's the shitty part. Is most people would use this to get better. They're just going to do the same thing, do the little things, get better on the offensive line, better technique, blah blah blah. It's stupid.
Did we drink too much before this one? I feel like we're just really sad this episode. That's why I named it We're All Sad. That it makes just sense.
Wah, wah.
Hey, Joey, do you have the sad trombone from Price is Right?
I don't.
Bow.
I have clapping, cheering, drum joke, drum roll, laughing, transition.
Yeah. We got it. All right. Yeah. Oh, fuck. I was hoping you were going to continue with that.
Something to cheer us up. All right.
Hold on.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Oh, my Jesus Christ. Let's keep using Riverside. Oh, my God.
I have a feeling.
Stop playing music for a second. Fuck. Oh, my God. Is this
I
the
don't even know what
Matrix?
this is.
What the hell is this?
I don't.
This is the Matrix.
Riverside Mobile. It says. Oh, it's a commercial for them.
Oh,
Of course they
Jesus.
Oh,
don't
come on, man. We can't have a We're trying to record while we're doing an ad?
The Let's Talk Sports people are going to listen to this episode and immediately drop us.
Yeah, I hold on, real quick. I'm sorry, audience, you just have to listen. Do we want to do our power rankings for Big 12 and Big 10 or our big games of the week? A lot of top 25 matchups, a lot of good things to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think so. I don't know how this is being the first time using Riverside. I don't know how long. So I would say we should probably start leaning towards wrap up because I think it might be an hour. I don't know.
I'll be honest. Let's power through the top 25. If you have anything that you want to talk about, just jump in.
Mm-hmm.
We got 15 North Carolina State at 18 Syracuse. I think Syracuse wins because I'm an Orangeman homer.
Mm-hmm.
10 Penn State at Michigan, at number 5 Michigan. Number 3 Bama, probably the biggest game of the weekend. Number 3 Bama at Tennessee. Number 6 Tennessee. I'm looking forward to that game.
Mm-hmm.
Number 8 Oklahoma State at 13 TCU. This is my second most wanted game of the weekend. 15 Mississippi State at 22 Kentucky, and then number 7 USC at 20 Utah. Any games that really stick out to you guys?
So,
Top 10 matchup.
Yeah, so did I see that this weekend or this Saturday has the most matchups between 5-0 teams or better ever?
Really?
Correct.
Nice.
Yeah. I think there's how many games? 5 or
There's
4 or 5
3
games?
of them where they're all 5-0 or better.
Or better,
5-1.
yeah.
Excuse me. So,
So, going to be a good weekend. Good Saturday.
And if you think of the quote-unquote bad games, 1-loss North Carolina State at undefeated Syracuse. You're looking at 1-loss Oklahoma State at undefeated TCU. I mean, even the 1-loss games are huge. I only threw in the top 25 games. There's a lot of unranked 4-1 teams versus undefeated teams. This is a great weekend for college football.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
I'm excited for it, man.
Yep. This is also one of the reasons I'm not mad about Iowa having a bye week this week because there's so many other games to watch. So pretty pumped for that.
You're going to be introduced to what offense is right now.
I don't know if my brain can handle it.
So I would
Since
say
that Falcons team that lost 28-3 in the Super Bowl, I haven't seen a good offense in ages.
come on, man. Why did you bring the Super Bowl up, man? Come on. Oh, I hate it. I don't like you being self-depreciating there. What power rankings, Joey? Just power through your Big Ten here. We'll let you know if we agree or disagree.
Yep. So like I did last week, I have Ohio State classified themselves. Michigan Penn State this week. That's my second tier. Then the I have these in order: Illinois, Wisconsin, Purdue, Nebraska, Indiana. If you want to argue or have a different order, Wisconsin out of that bottom here last year. And I picked this my Big Ten pool, so crossing shitty.
All the way.
Yep. And then my out of the worst, Michigan State, Western, and Rutgers. And North Rutgers because they beat us earlier. Yeah, Big Ten is kind of shitty, but I mean, middle tier. So.
Yeah, it's funny. It's on off, man. Like we joked about it last week. Now, come on, man. Like $5 million. You know?
Yep. And that score that last was really good. We're up against, but that was the first time score at the beginning.
Apologize for anyone laughing at Joey's comment. Try to attempt and fail for it 16 a lot. They failed. Well said, over under 30, never a doubt. What is your Big 12 agreements?
Yeah, Oklahoma State at 1. I think they're the best in Big 12. Kansas State at number 2. That was putting them there, seeing what they did. I mean, that's good.
Yep.
I don't know. Offense was K-State's defense good. You can Texas. I put them all the way up to 3 for what they did to Oklahoma. I got Baylor before they just lost Virginia. So, knocked them down a couple. TCU, so they're good. Beat Kansas in the battle of undefeated. Got them to 6 after losing to TCU because I think that was a good loss. I have a good loss to get. Texas right behind Kansas at 7. State at 8. Oklahoma at 9. That weird matter. And West Virginia now West Virginia, I think they're 9. Oklahoma is 10.
They franchise audience because you're not going to be able to top bottom.
100%.
Yeah. TCU number 1. It was they came in Lawrence 100,000 stadium. They won. 6-0 right now. They shit out of Oklahoma. They beat the top of Kansas. Very close. Right now, I'm riding high. They're Kansas offense. Because I have to. But guess what? Oklahoma bad.
I mean, you make it. Oklahoma, the Blue.
Number 4. Bag. Shut up. Yeah. Along the way. I think that episode. I don't know. It's kind of the most chaotic conference, the most fun. Hey, friends. Oh, Texas barely lost. I'm going to play angry the rest of the year. It's almost chaotic. I don't know. I you can.
I think we lost.
While and now he's gone.
I was just getting ready to text him, or do you think he was? Do you think he's still talking?
Now we got 2 of him.
I'll keep it short. I got disconnected. I think both power rankings you could argue with. Right now, Big 12 is chaotic. Joey, I agree with yours like 80% of the way. I think you can make the top middle third, the top of the middle third, you could interchange it. But like you said, you said the same thing. You could make an argument why Illinois is the best. You can make an argument why Purdue is the best right now, beating Minnesota.
Right.
I think they're just fun conferences to watch right now.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the Big Ten West is just there's no offense, so it's probably boring to most people. So that's why people don't think it's very good.
I couldn't agree more.
All right, cool.
So, sorry. So we're kind of powering through this just because we don't know how much longer on this. We're on like our third string streaming service. So if any issues, blame it on Riverside right now. Just kidding. They're fantastic. We appreciate them.
We're on the Bailey Zappi of streaming services at the moment.
There we go. We're gonna.
You called him the next Tom Brady just 24 hours ago.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah, fuck you for saying Bailey Zappi, the Western Kentucky Hilltopper, is bad.
Oh no, I just
Fuck
gonna use
you.
third string. It's working, and we're powering through it and winning.
Okay, now that you say it that way, I agree 100%. I agree. This is the Bailey Zappi of recording services.
Yep.
Postal Heartland Pick'ems. Mine technically lost, but by the end of the line, before game time, it actually pushed. So we were 2-0-1 in ours. Trent, you called Oklahoma State minus 9.5 versus Tech. They won by 10. Joey, you didn't have a line, but you said Jackson State was going to crush Alabama State in a revenge game. They did.
They still covered.
And then I apologize if everyone placed a bet when they listened to my bet in real time. But Kansas State -2 at Iowa State. In real time, when it happened before the game, it was -1, and they lost by 1. So I'm going to count that as a push because I'm a sore loser. So we were 2-0-1 here on last week. Joey, you have quite a bit of locks here, and I have to walk away real quick. So what are your picks?
So my lock is over 68.5 for the Oklahoma State TCU game. I have on here, I would take that if it was at 100. Just based on the game we just saw in the Big 12, and also that Oklahoma State and TCU don't play defense whatsoever and just love to score. I like that to go way over 68.5. I mean, that's only 35 points per team, so I think it'll be in the 40s if you ask me. And then also, like I mentioned before, I have to take Wisconsin in my pool this week. I don't have to. I can take Indiana, but I'm not taking them over Maryland. So, yep, Wisconsin winning, hopefully, over Michigan State. Trent?
Well, yeah, mine's already done. I had my lock was Baylor covering 3.5 versus West Virginia, and we already know that game's over now, and that did not happen because Baylor lost outright. So
I appreciate you being an honest American, and
I'm honest, man. I ain't gonna
not
change
changing that. Good for you.
I'm not gonna change it.
Everyone's listening to this right now. I am saluting Trent. Semper Fi, sir. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
your service.
Thank you.
My locks of the week right now, because I'm not an idiot and I took Baylor in a clear loss trap game. I'm just kidding. My locks right now, because I'm trying to do all the Big 12 games here. I have KU at Oklahoma over 62.5 points. I think Oklahoma, they're going to be able to. That Kansas defense is not good. I also think Oklahoma's defense is atrocious right now. So I think both teams are going to rack up the points. We're going to be able to see some points here. We mentioned it earlier. Iowa State's going to cover 16 points. They're going to lose by 13 points, but they're going to cover that 16 here. And you know what? I put them in my power rankings. They're number 1 here, so I can't be a phony here when I'm giving my rankings. TCU, -4 versus Oklahoma State.
You taking TCU? Nice.
TCU, my friend.
Okay. I like it.
I'm sorry, Sean Pinto. I'm taking TCU at this point.
And Clark, I see you have a pick too.
I put one in. First time sticking with the show for the entire thing on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Joey, do you have a
looking-
sproing or a surprise soundtrack that you can throw in here, like a boing? Do you have something like that?
You did it. I don't even need to put one in.
All right, Clark, take it away. Sproing.
I'm taking Hooker and those Volunteers in Knoxville to beat
Yes.
Bama.
Good old Mountain
They're the
Rock.
underdogs
Love it.
at home, in front of 100,000 people. They're getting the win this weekend.
Do we know if Bryce is back this weekend? I haven't heard.
No,
that.
he's not right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Real quick, I just wanted to, for those that are listening and going, this Clark is full of crazy pills right now. I'm slowly, and I'm going to talk slowly, pulling up the rankings right now, and you're going to be shocked to hear that Tennessee is only plus 215. That's great value. I would say I think Tennessee. This is good. Obviously, shocker. It's a gamble. But if Tennessee does win this game, which I think there's a strong chance they do, is Tennessee back real quick? Peyton Manning, Tennessee Hilltop all the time.
I don't know if you've heard, but Peyton Manning is the guest picker for game day. It's meant to be.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
Oh, I thought you were just bullshitting there. He actually
Nope.
is.
He's the guest picker.
All the way.
It's meant to be.
Nice.
They're back.
I like it. I think that Heupel's got him just rolling right now. So
yeah,
if Tennessee really pulls this one off, fuck, man, they're gonna have a lot of confidence going into Georgia too.
Josh Heupel, future Nebraska head coach.
I thought that was Matt Rule.
Oh shit! No, that was Matt Campbell. You got it wrong again. Damn it. No, damn it. That actually, I'll be honest, I was kind of like half joking about Tennessee winning, but Peyton Manning picking the game, he's going to say some southern wisecrack that's going to fucking resound with the crowd. Tennessee's going to win. They're going to sing Hilltop. I'm going to be pissed. Oh, my God. Tennessee.
It's Rocky Top.
That's what I said. You just didn't hear me correctly. It's definitely not that I'm 8 Crown and Cokes deep. I said Rocky Top. For sure. I'll be honest, this was the best stream that I could not show my lazy eyes on right now. And it worked out perfect because our takes are just as hot, and my words are slightly backwards from what I mean to say. But this was a great stream.
I love it.
So, I mean, since this is recorded with video, are we going to be able to put this on YouTube?
I'm hoping so. I still have to try and figure out how to edit this thing tonight.
Well, good luck.
Frank, you're not young, but there's a TikTok sound that goes, "Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no," and that's what I'm feeling right now when you say, "Like, just put the video on there." What's the worst? My image.
You're not young.
Here.
Straight to YouTube.
Brian, I don't. What are you on? Are you on your phone? Are you on?
This is my laptop. This is a fucking HP piece of shit laptop. Hold on, Cam 2.0.
Did you look? So it's.
I can't put it to the good one anymore. Fucking motherfucker.
Before you got dropped, it looked fine.
Right. And then now we get 2 streams of you. The other one's just bars or dots going across. Jesus Christ.
You know what the shitty thing is? I can't even turn my old cam on, but I can turn the light on. So you can see how my face is just slowly lighting up all the way, and it's just not doing anything.
I'm glad you're not just yelling at the screen, because this is a meme for sure.
I like how it's just so zoomed in. You're like...
So what I'm gonna say, it's just I'll be honest, audience, if you're just listening, just imagine that there's a boomer and it's just the bottom of his nose to his chin on a screen, talking really loud at a microphone.
Oh my God.
They're talking like it's a walkie-talkie from Vietnam, from the Nam War. It's a microphone.
Is that a minor?
Jesus Christ, we need to go.
Yeah, hey Joey, can you wrap up? Hey Joey, real quick, can you wrap up this this college football stream, please?
I'm
that
muting
quality's just clarity's off the charts right now.
Yeah, he's being muted. He's not going to talk anymore. Oh my God! All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening to us on a Thursday night. Not sorry for all the giggles at the end here. This was fun. Hopefully, all our locks and stuff come through this weekend. Hopefully, Iowa State pulls out that win against Texas. And watch for us all next week, doing our normal Monday, hopefully Wednesday and Thursday pods. Thanks again. As always, hit us up on our socials, at Heartland Pulse, Twitter and Instagram. Search us on YouTube and Facebook, Pulse of the Heartland. And Bryant is just now making his OnlyFans, sticking things in his mouth. So
it's a lot harder to sign up for than what you'd expect. That's all I'm going to say.
Thank you, everybody. Talk to y'all later. Thank you for joining us tonight, Clark. It was good to see your face. I haven't seen
It was a good time. It was a good time.
Thank you for serving,
everybody.
sir. Semper Fi.